After spending 8 hours in the sky, I realized just how big the world really is. Looking down, however, I knew it was the small things that made life so beautiful. My small thing was doors. I've spent the last 4 months collecting photos everywhere I went. In 7 countries and 12 cities, I collected over 150 photos of doors, all to end up back at 199 Great Russell Street, my home for the last 4 months. We quickly moved in and began exploring everything London had to offer. Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, the London Eye, Westminster Abbey, and so much more. Accompanying me on these adventures was my family. There's 25 of us and we do just about everything together. From ice skating around Somerset House, battles at Ballyballerson, dressing up for the 2 a.m. Super Bowl, and dragging our mattresses out for Megabed movie nights. We saw London from the sky, the ground, and the underground, where we would all pack into one tube car to explore the financial district, support a local football club, and travel to Camden Market to eat some yummy food. I knew these were my people from the start. Every Tuesday we did pub quiz at the Spice of Life, and every Tuesday we lost. On nicer days we packed up the toys and headed to various parks to play both kinds of football. We had a lot of fun along the way. Us girls sang our little hearts out for Valentine's Day at karaoke, and I got to see my favorite artist, Elton John, perform live one last time. We also stumbled upon some things, like the Twist Museum, the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and the changing of guards. We traveled the world together. Our first trip was a quick train ride to Cambridge where we had brunch, went punting, and bought some bouquets. We then packed up everything we could into our backpacks and headed to Paris, where we stayed in our first hostel. I got to see the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and the Mona Lisa. A few weekends later, we grabbed those bags again and traveled to Scotland. This place, although cold and rainy, was incredible. We explored day in and day out, and then traveled to St. Andrews where I got to see the famous bridge on the 18th hole that I've heard my family talk about since I was little. We rounded everyone up for some late night bowling. And then at 5 a.m. the next morning, we somehow convinced 24 people to climb to the top of Arthur's Seat in the pitch black. Although terrifyingly windy, this was one of my favorite memories. We watched Scotland light up and could see just how far we had climbed. A quick day trip to Ramsgate just to jump in the freezing cold water, followed by our warm spring break. The first half was spent in Barcelona, where we visited Parc Güell, a modern museum, and tried paella. We went inside the Sagrada Familia, had ice cream on the beach, listened to the sounds of the park, and even tried to recreate some yoga poses we saw. After an underestimated climb to the top of the bunkers, we admired a beautiful sunset. It was then time to set sail and listen to some fine jazz on the Mediterranean. The next half was spent in Nice, France. We somehow landed this villa with an amazing view and all the things we could ever need. Whether we wanted to or not, we all ended up in this pool within minutes. We took turns cooking meals each day after a scenic walk to the store, and we took these family meals very seriously. Taking in all Nice had to offer, we visited the beach, played some games, and went to the market. After many attempts, we made it to Monaco and had a delicious meal on the beach, followed by some shopping. We tested our luck at a casino, and some of us were more lucky than others. As we waited for our flight, we lugged all of our stuff up to a lookout and enjoyed the final moments of break. I couldn't get enough of Spain, so I took a quick weekend trip to Bilbao to see this flower dog. We all had off work for the bank holiday, so we traveled to Greece where we found another amazing villa. During our 4-mile walk to dinner, we found this dog and named him Sparky. He followed us the entire way until we reached the city. Greece was a dream come true. The beautiful sunsets paired with the incredible views made this one of the most memorable trips. Our last weekend, we decided to go out with a bang and travel to Morocco, Africa. This was the biggest culture shock I experienced, but I loved every minute of it. We stumbled upon this piano where Maddie showed off her skills. We rode camels through the desert in these awesome outfits, and went to the market where we got heckled. But eventually enjoyed some awesome food. The next day, we drove quad bikes through the dusty desert and got a little dirty. We also got to experience some traditional Moroccan tea. As a family, we went up to Sky Gardens to see London in its most London state, rainy. And with heavy hearts, we said our goodbyes to our favorite places and each other. London, thank you for being my door to the world.